Let me grab my brother here. Woo, there he is. Oh, he's out in the barn. I told him he probably were out in the barn.
Yep, there I am.
And if you've been here for a while, you may have seen some other videos. Like we had some maple syrup and stuff we did a year or two ago, 2 years ago now. I guess we were out there. So, but Cliff's out there with his goats.
Here,
you can.
Oh, there we go.
There's patience. Yeah.
How many you got now?
I don't know. We've scaled back. We sold a bunch, so I don't know. Somewhere around 15 or 20, somewhere in that ballpark.
That's a good number.
Good
It'll keep you busy, huh?
Yeah, a little bit. So the I imagine the weather in the desert's a little better than this here. So
I was walking about half an hour before we started this. So 5:30 here, 7:30 your time. We're out walking around. I'm wearing a t-shirt, and I'm like, this just don't matter. This does not seem right.
Yeah,
it's Christmas Eve and I'm walking around in a t-shirt, but it was a little colder for a week or so, but it's kind of trending back up. So 70 tomorrow, 73 on Monday, so that'll work.
Yeah, rub it in. Okay.
Yeah.
I was
people saying hello to you.
I was out plowing snow in the driveway this afternoon and it was 12. So
12? Oh goodness. All right.
At least it's a positive 12, not a negative 12 like Wyoming.
Right. Yeah, not Wyoming, 50 below or something.
Right.
Yeah. So
above zero.
I know I was thinking, you were mentioning to me a while ago, told me about that, what 3 words app?
Yeah.
If you can think enough top of your head to tell people about that, some of them might find value in that. I've been meaning to talk about it ever since you mentioned it to me.
Yeah. So it's quick overview on it. Basically, my 3 words, or what 3 words I should say, is it's more like an advanced location information thing, and it's basically there's anywhere in the world that you can put coordinates for. There's in associated 3 words that go with it, and as far as location in an emergency, it's phenomenal if you can provide that information. There's a free app you can download. I know from my work in 911, when we get a 911 call, especially a cell call now, we use a program called Rapid SOS, which is a free program to 911 centers. And it basically takes and gives you that information. It will give you the latitude and longitude based on your cell phone, but it also gives us, in the 911 center, it gives us the what 3 words corresponding to it. And anywhere in the world, there's 3, which is, it's just completely crazy when you start looking at it. Like the 3 words will be random, and like you go, where the heck did they come up with that? But it just every 3, and vice versa. We could, if we had the what 3 words, but not a location, we could punch that in and be able to find it. So as far as emergency wise, if there was an emergency and you needed help, that would be, especially in the desert or somewhere where there's no good hang on, sorry. Patience is trying to jump into. If there was no good location information, or you couldn't provide an address, that will give 911 the information they need to be able to get help to you. So it's huge and it's phenomenal and it's a freebie. So
that's a big deal. Cause I know there have been times when, like, we get. Now, sometimes you can't get the coordinates, even if somebody calls the 911. But if you're out in the wilderness, in the desert, or the mountains, or something, yeah, it's I think that once in a while, I was like, boy, have you ever had to call help out here? I mean, well, yeah, turn on whatever Forest Road or BLM Road and go about a third of a mile, and then turn, and then especially if you get in the dark or something, it's just a disaster trying to give directions, and it's not. There was years ago, I remember somebody coming out to Arizona in the winter, and I guess she was brand new to trying to travel in a van and stuff. And was kind of horrified there were no street signs, and so we kind of laugh a little bit about that. But yeah, there's not even a lot of times there's not even the public land markers. It's just yeah. So anything like that could make it easier to get for emergency responders to find you if something bad happened or if you needed help and couldn't get yourself out, it's a good thing. So
yeah, the other advantage with it is it'll work without cell data as far as or without having the internet. If you have the app on your phone and you're somewhere you're going to be going to regularly, you could look up the 3 words for that location while you're there and then send them back to somebody when you do have service so that they had it as a backup.
that's cool.
It's a weird thing. It's kind of interesting, but it definitely worth looking into it a little bit. But I will say Rapid SOS, which is it's something most people don't know about. It's something that is a free thing that 911 centers get. But that gives us so much information. And now the more advanced cell phones get, the more advanced information. If you have your medical history or your emergency contacts listed in your cell phone under emergency contacts, if you call 911, that information comes up to the 911 center.
Oh, no kidding.
Through that program, whatever information is in there shows up to us. And it's an absolutely huge thing for 911 to be able to find you and be able to figure out, what assistance you might need based on what's going on and what your information is. So it's huge.
Yeah.
So one thing one quick side note, and I'll leave you alone. The iPhone 14, apparently, the newest version of that, something we ran into here in our little rinky-dink county in upstate New York a week or so ago. There was a customer who had a new iPhone 14 who was traveling on a plane to Canada. That new iPhone, if you were to dial 901, there was no service. It will connect via satellite and send that message through. So our center we didn't get the call because we don't have text set up, but we did show it in our Rapid SOS feed. And it popped up and it showed this location for us was in the town of Easton, but at like 13,000 feet. It made no sense to anybody. They sent responders anyway.
Hills aren't that big there.
They sent responders to make sure everything was okay. And the other thing that with that Rapid SOS, it did show us that that phone had a language preference of Mandarin Chinese.
Whoa.
Which
no kidding, huh?
Nobody in our center speaks. So they were able to, we sent responders there. We went back and forth. They eventually made contact with a person like an hour later who had landed safely in Toronto or somewhere up north in Canada. And it was some sort of an accidental dial. But apparently that's some new feature with that new iPhone that it will dial even with no service. And
that is wild.
That message still goes through. So thankfully for our crew, the altitude is what really something's not right. But from our perspective, we got a call where we don't know what's going on. We're going to send somebody regardless. So it's just something to think about. The resources get tied up for sure. So sorry, Patience would like me to pay attention to her. So
Well, of course.
all right, I'll leave you be. I gotta switch out critters here and get somebody else fed. Yeah.
All right.
Nice to chat. And
Merry Christmas and thanks for calling in.
Absolutely.
Catch you later.
Great night.